Have you noticed that your hair just doesn't look the way it used to? Maybe it's flatter, thinner, or even harder to manage. If you're over 60, you're not alone. As we age, our hair undergoes dramatic changes, but many women are still holding on to old styling habits that no longer work for them. In this video, I'm going to reveal the 10 most common hair mistakes women over 60 make, and how you can easily avoid them. You'll want to stay tuned until the end because I'll not only share these critical mistakes but also provide simple, practical solutions that can transform your hair and boost your confidence. Whether it's finding the right cut, choosing a flattering color, or learning how to use the best products for your changing hair, I've got you covered. Plus, I'll show you how small changes can lead to big results, just like they did for my client Margaret, who couldn't stop smiling after her hair makeover. If you've been struggling with your hair or feel like it's no longer working for you, this video will give you the tips and tricks to regain control and truly love the way you look. So, let's dive in and discover the solutions that will leave you feeling more beautiful, vibrant, and confident than ever before. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Ignoring thinning hair. As the relentless march of time presses forward, oh, how it ambushes us like a storm cloud creeping over a once sunny horizon. Thinning hair rears its unwelcome head, becoming an all-too-familiar specter in our lives. It's not just some trivial footnote in the aging process. It's a profound, heart-shattering betrayal of the body we've loved and nurtured. I've watched it unfold in my mirror and in the faces of those I hold dear, and each glimpse of those once luxuriant strands fading into fragile wisps feels like a dagger to the soul. Those thick, cascading locks we flaunted in our carefree youth, tossed with abandon in the wind, gleaming under the sun, seemed to slip through our fingers like sand, leaving behind a hollow echo of what was. To ignore this creeping calamity isn't just negligence. It's a gut-wrenching surrender to despair, a refusal to fight for the beauty and vitality we deserve. It's as if we're letting the very essence of our vibrancy slip away, draining not only the volume from our hair but also the unshakable confidence that should radiate from us like a lighthouse piercing through a stormy night. I'm positively outraged at the thought of giving in. Why should we let this happen when we have the power to reclaim our glory? Let me tell you, from the depths of my impassioned heart, that we don't have to sit idly by, wringing our hands in silent agony. No, we can rise, boldly, defiantly, gloriously, and take charge of this narrative. Imagine the transformative magic of choosing layered cuts, those ingenious, artful snips that breathe life back into limp strands. Picture the scissors dancing through your hair, crafting soft, feathery tiers that sway with every step, defying gravity with a buoyant, rebellious lift. It's not just a haircut, it's a battle cry, a declaration that we won't be diminished. And then, oh, the sheer joy of volumizing products. Those wondrous alchemical potions that feel like a gift from the heavens. A dollop of mousse here, a spritz of spray there, and suddenly your hair is alive again, plump with body and brimming with fullness that practically sings with every toss of your head. I can't help but feel a surge of exhilaration imagining this. The way these tools can turn a source of quiet shame into a crown of unapologetic strength, a testament to resilience that makes my heart swell with pride. Why, oh why, would we ever let thinning hair dim the fiery spirit that burns within us? I've seen too many people, beautiful, radiant souls, shrink into themselves, hiding under hats or avoiding mirrors, and it breaks me every time. It's not just about vanity. It's about honoring who we are at every age, in every season of life. So I beg you, with all the fervor I can muster, don't turn away from this challenge. Embrace the arsenal at your disposal, those clever cuts, those miraculous products, and wield them like a warrior. Let your hair tell a story of triumph, of a spirit too fierce to fade, of a beauty that refuses to be silenced. Because when you look in the mirror and see that fullness, that vitality staring back at you, it's not just hair. It's a roaring, emotional victory that echoes through every fiber of your being. 2. Holding on to outdated hairstyles. Oh, how my soul twists in quiet despair whenever I catch a glimpse of someone. Perhaps even you, dear reader, stubbornly, almost defiantly, clutching onto a hairstyle that's been languishing in the dusty, cobweb-covered corners of the fashion vaults for decades upon decades. It's not just a simple choice. It's a poignant, heart-wrenching spectacle, a silent, trembling cry against the relentless, unstoppable march of time that sweeps us all along in its wild current. I can't help but feel a pang of sorrow, a tender ache in my chest, when I see those tired, unchanging locks, cemented in some long-forgotten era, clinging to the scalp like a faded photograph you can't bear to toss away. Sticking to these same old styles doesn't just quietly nudge a few extra years onto your appearance. No, it practically grabs a megaphone and bellows them into existence, plastering them across your visage with a bold, unapologetic flourish that's impossible to ignore. Take, for instance, those outdated cuts that haunt my nightmares, the criminally tight perms, those spiraled monstrosities that scream of the 1980s with all the subtlety of a neon leg warmer, or the overly sculpted, shellacked, helmet-like looks that sit atop the head like a museum exhibit, frozen in a time when hairspray was wielded like a weapon of war. Oh, how they weigh you down. These relics of bygone days don't just whisper of age, they shout it from the rooftops, draping you in a cloak of nostalgia that's less charming and more suffocating. They cling to your head with a stubbornness that borders on tragic, like an old love letter you can't let go of, even though the ink is faded and the paper's gone brittle. In my passionate, unshakable opinion, it's nothing short of a betrayal of your radiant potential, to let these dated, tired styles drag you into a shadow of yourself, making you appear far older than your vibrant, fiery spirit deserves to feel. I see it, and I want to weep for the lost opportunities, the missed chances to shine anew. Why, oh why, would anyone deny themselves the sheer ecstasy of reinvention? Imagine instead flinging wide the doors of possibility, stepping boldly into a world of softer, more tender layers. Those gentle, cascading strands that sway and dance with every step you take, catching the light like a whispered promise of renewal. Or picture the audacious delight of bangs. Yes, bangs! Those feisty, rebellious little wisps that frame your face with a playful smirk, daring the world to see you as anything less than electric. Modern textures, with their effortless, breezy charm, could sweep through your life like a gust of fresh air, lifting your spirit skyward and proclaiming to the universe with unshakable confidence, I am still here. I am still fabulous. I am still ready to dazzle and conquer. Oh, how my heart swells with hope at the thought of it. Every curl, every wave, every sleek line a testament to your refusal to be boxed in by the past. I long with every fiber of my being for everyone to embrace this exhilarating, soul-stirring leap into a style that doesn't just echo the present but sings it loud and clear, a melody of today that resonates with joy, vitality, and unbridled beauty. Let go of the old, I beg you. Step into the light and let your hair tell a story of now, of life, of you at your most magnificent. 3. Choosing the wrong hair color. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let's plunge headfirst into the third point with all the fiery passion, boundless enthusiasm, and tender care it so richly deserves. The downright calamity, the soul-crushing disaster of choosing the wrong hair color. Oh, how my heart aches, truly weeps, when I ponder the tragic, avoidable missteps that so many brave but misguided souls stumble into in this delicate, deeply personal realm of self-expression. Picture this vivid scene in your mind's eye. Dark, brooding, almost melodramatic hair, while undeniably bold and striking in its own right, can cast the most unforgiving, stark, and jarring contrasts against softer, more fragile skin tones. It's as if a menacing thundercloud has rolled in, heavy and oppressive, to hover over a peaceful, sun-dappled meadow, snatching away the gentle, luminous glow that should have, been yours to bask in. The effect can be nothing short of devastating, A betrayal of the harmony that every face deserves to radiate. And if that weren't enough to make me clutch my chest in despair, let's talk about the utter devastation, the soul-shattering wreckage, wrought by mismatched shades. A poorly chosen hue, one that clashes rather than caresses, can sap the very life force from your face, leaving you looking utterly exhausted, as though you've carried the weight of the world for far too long. Worse still, it can drain your vibrancy, casting a weary shadow that makes you appear. Oh, how it pains me to even utter the words, older than your true, spirited years. It's a heartbreaking travesty, a cruel injustice to your beauty, and I feel a sharp, wrenching pang of sorrow just imagining someone gazing into the mirror and not recognizing the radiant spirit staring back. In my deeply held, fiercely passionate opinion, this isn't just a minor oversight. It's an emotional wound, a quiet theft of joy that no one should have to endure. But wait. Let's not linger in the shadows of despair. Let's fling open the doors to a brighter, more exhilarating possibility. Imagine instead the sheer, unadulterated joy, the soul-lifting rapture of selecting hair colors that don't just suit you but dance in perfect, breathtaking harmony with your skin tone. Close your eyes and envision the radiant golden warmth of soft, sun-kissed blondes, strands that seem to shimmer with life, whispering sweet, tender nothings to your complexion as they catch the light in the most enchanting way. Or picture the cozy, inviting embrace of rich, warm browns. Think caramel kissed by honey, or a deep cocoa that glows with understated elegance, wrapping you in a comforting hug of sophistication and grace. And oh, the pure, exhilarating delight of silver highlights. They sparkle like stardust scattered across a twilight sky, each strand a tiny burst of magic that weaves a spell of timeless allure. These aren't just colors, they're emotions woven into every lock, lifting your spirit and keeping your look fresh, vibrant, and pulsing with youthful, irrepressible energy. In my heartfelt, unshakable conviction, this choice transcends mere aesthetics. It's an emotional odyssey, a bold and beautiful declaration of self-love that reverberates through every fiber of your being. Choosing the right shade is like discovering a long-lost piece of your soul, a treasure reflected at you in the mirror with every glance. It's a transformative act of courage and care, a way to honor the unique canvas of your skin and the story it tells. I'm absolutely, unequivocally convinced that it's worth every single ounce of effort, every moment of deliberation, every flicker of doubt overcome, to get it gloriously, triumphantly right. Because when you do, it's not just your appearance that shines. It's your entire essence, glowing with the confidence and vitality you were always meant to embody. 4. Using the wrong hair products. Let's plunge headfirst into the fourth point with every ounce of passion, frustration, and tender care it demands. The agonizing dilemma of using the wrong hair products. Oh, how utterly devastating it is. How it tugs at the very strings of your heart, to come to the soul-shaking realization that the faithful hair care champions you once swore by, those trusty shampoos, conditioners, and styling elixirs that worked like pure, unadulterated magic in your 40s and 50s, might now be turning against you. Those were the golden years, weren't they? The days when your hair flowed like a cascading river of confidence, a shimmering crown of glory atop your head, effortlessly stealing the spotlight wherever you went. And now, the betrayal stings like a bitter winter wind. It's nothing short of tragic, a quiet heartbreak that sneaks up on you in the bathroom mirror, as you watch your once vibrant locks struggle under the weight of outdated choices. I can't help but feel a surge of melancholy mixed with fiery determination when I think about it. Your hair deserves so much more than this. As the years roll by, your strands transform in ways you never anticipated. They become more delicate, more discerning, almost as if they're whispering to you, pleading for a change. Clinging to the products of yesteryear can feel like an emotional whirlwind, a dizzying ride of hope, nostalgia, and crushing disappointment. One day, you're optimistic, thinking, maybe this old favorite will still work its charm, and the next, you're staring at limp, lackluster hair, wondering where it all went wrong. Personally, it drives me up the wall, infuriates me, to see people mindlessly slathering on those heavy, greasy concoctions that just sit there like a suffocating, oily shroud. It's maddening. Those thick, goopy gels and creams don't just coat your hair. They choke the life out of it, stripping away its natural bounce, its joyous vitality, and leaving it flat and lifeless. I want to scream from the rooftops, "Stop the madness! Your hair is crying out for liberation." But oh, the joy, the sheer exhilarating bliss that washes over me when I think about the alternative. I'm positively giddy at the thought of tossing those outdated burdens aside and embracing the lightweight, sulfate-free shampoos and conditioners that are nothing short of a revelation. These are the gentle, hydrating saviors your hair has been yearning for, swooping in like knights in shining armor to rescue your strands from despair. Picture it, a sulfate-free shampoo that lathers ever so softly, cleansing without stripping away every last drop of moisture, leaving your hair feeling refreshed and alive. Then comes the conditioner. Oh, the conditioner! A silky, nourishing embrace that seeps into every strand, quenching its thirst without that dreadful, soul-crushing weight that drags it down into the abyss. It's not just hair care, it's an act of love, a tender, heartfelt hug for your locks, which have stood by you through thick and thin. And let's talk about the details for a moment, shall we? Imagine running your fingers through your hair after using these heavenly products. Feeling that airy, feather-light texture, the kind that makes you want to twirl around in sheer delight. No more greasy residue clinging to your scalp like an unwelcome guest. No more strands plastered down as if they've given up on life. Instead, you get hydration that feels like a cool, refreshing sip of water on a parched summer day, revitalizing your hair from root to tip. I'm obsessed with this transformation. It's like watching a wilted flower bloom again under the warm, nurturing sun. Your hair deserves this kind of devotion, this kind of thoughtful reinvention, especially as you journey through the ever-shifting, beautifully unpredictable chapters of life. It's not just about looking good, though, trust me, you will. It's about feeling empowered, cherished, and utterly radiant from the inside out. So please, I beg of you, let's banish those heavy, greasy relics of the past and shower our hair with the love and care it so desperately craves. 5. Skipping regular trims. Oh, the intoxicating, almost hypnotic allure of skipping those regular trims. It's a siren song that calls to anyone who's ever dared to dream of letting their hair grow into a magnificent, flowing cascade of beauty. I can feel the pull myself, that thrilling rush of rebellion when you think, why not let it go, let it stretch out wild and free, untouched by scissors, reaching for the heavens like some glorious, untamed masterpiece. It's a vision that dances in your mind, hair that sweeps past your shoulders, down your back, swaying with every step like a silken river kissed by the wind. I've been there, lost in that romantic fantasy, imagining myself as some ethereal goddess with locks that tell a story of patience and freedom. But oh, how my heart shatters. Truly, it aches with a deep, mournful pang, when I witness the tragic, inevitable fallout of this reckless choice. Skipping those precious trims isn't just a minor oversight. It's an invitation to absolute chaos, a slow betrayal of your hair's delicate soul. Picture it with me, those sneaky, insidious split ends, creeping up like tiny, malevolent thieves in the night. They don't announce themselves with fanfare. No, they're far too cunning for that. They start small, a faint fraying at the tips, barely noticeable at first, but oh, how they multiply. Before you know it, your once pristine strands are splintering apart, unraveling like a threadbare tapestry, each split a wound that tears at your hair's vitality. And then there's the frizz. Oh, that wretched, soul-crushing frizz. It's like a storm cloud descending upon your head, transforming what was once a sleek, radiant mane into a wild, untamed tangle that mocks your every attempt at control. I've seen it happen, and it's a sight that fills me with despair, a beautiful crown reduced to a frazzled, sorrowful mess, crying out for rescue. I'll confess, I've made this mistake myself, swept up in the fervor of growing my hair long, thinking I could outsmart nature's rules. But I learned, oh, how I learned, that even when you're on that passionate, exhilarating journey to length, those regular trims every few months are nothing short of a sacred, life-affirming ritual. They're not just a snip here or there, they're an act of profound devotion, a tender embrace for your hair's weary ends. Every few months, say every 8 to 12 weeks, depending on how fast your hair grows, you must sit in that stylist's chair or wield the scissors yourself if you're brave, and let those damaged ends fall away like autumn leaves. It's a rebirth, a chance to keep your hair thriving, shimmering with health, and strong enough to withstand the trials of the world. I've seen the difference it makes. Hair that glows with vitality versus hair that whimpers under the weight of neglect, and it's a revelation that fills me with awe. Trust me when I say there's nothing more gut-wrenching, nothing that tugs at my emotions more fiercely, than watching damage take root when it could have been so easily prevented. I've cried over split ends that could have been saved, mourned the loss of smoothness that a simple trim might have preserved. It's a quiet tragedy, one that unfolds strand by strand, and it haunts me to think of anyone else suffering the same fate. So I'm pleading with you, imploring you with every ounce of passion in my soul, don't let your hair endure this silent agony. Give it the love it craves, the care it so desperately deserves. Book that appointment, or grab those shears, and let the healing begin. Your hair will thank you with every lustrous, joyful bounce, and I'll be cheering from the sidelines, overjoyed to see it flourish. 6. Overusing heat styling tools. Oh, how it pains me to see so many people relentlessly torturing their precious, mature hair with the scorching heat of curling irons and flat irons day after day. The frequent, almost obsessive use of these fiery tools can wreak absolute havoc, causing devastating damage that leaves hair brittle, lifeless, and crying out for mercy. I'm practically pleading with you. Please, for the love of your luscious locks, consider gentler alternatives. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Imagine the joy of letting your hair air dry, feeling the breeze coax it into its natural, carefree state, or the delightful bounce you'd get from using rollers to create stunning, voluminous waves without a single singe. In my heartfelt opinion, we should all limit the cruel reign of heat styling to an absolute minimum. It's a small but mighty act of kindness to preserve the radiant integrity of your hair, keeping it strong, vibrant, and oh so happy. Trust me, your hair deserves this tender love and care, and you'll feel so liberated stepping away from the sizzling tyranny of those tools. 7. Fighting natural growth patterns. Oh, how breathtakingly unique we all are. Every single strand of hair on our heads dances to its own wild, wondrous rhythm, following a natural growth pattern that's as individual as our fingerprints. And yet, in our stubborn, sometimes misguided determination, we dare to fight against this glorious design. We twist, we tug, we force those defiant locks to bend in directions they were never meant to go. Oh, the heartbreak of it! The result? A frustrating, soul-crushing style that refuses to cooperate, collapsing in a pitiful heap by midday despite our desperate efforts. I've been there, friends, wrestling with my rebellious mane, and let me tell you, it's a battle that leaves you exhausted, defeated, and honestly, a little resentful of the mirror. But here's the truth I've come to cherish. There's an exhilarating freedom in surrendering to nature's plan. Embracing your hair's natural growth patterns isn't just practical. It's a triumphant act of self-love. It's like unshackling your spirit and letting it soar. When you work with your hair instead of against it, styling becomes a joyful breeze, a delightful dance rather than a grueling war. Trust me, I felt the overwhelming relief of this revelation. Suddenly, my mornings are brighter, my confidence unshakable, and my hair? Oh, it's more effective, more alive, practically singing with gratitude for being allowed to be itself. Stop the fight, dear reader, and let your natural beauty shine. It's a victory worth celebrating. 8. Not considering face shape. Oh, how crucial it is, truly deeply essential, to never overlook the magical harmony between your hairstyle and the unique, beautiful shape of your face. I passionately believe that the right hairstyle isn't just a choice. It's a heartfelt celebration of who you are, a loving embrace that flatters every curve and angle of your God-given features. Please, don't let yourself fall into the tragic trap of picking styles that clash horribly with your natural bone structure. It's like forcing a square peg into a round hole, and honestly, it breaks my heart to see such a mismatch. Instead, I urge you with all the warmth in my soul to seek out those magnificent cuts that lift your spirit and enhance your stunning individuality. Picture this: soft, flowing layers dancing around your face, tenderly softening a bold, striking jawline that commands attention, or bringing a joyful balance to a sweet, round face that radiates charm. Oh, how I adore the transformative power of a thoughtful haircut. It's pure bliss, a gift to yourself that screams confidence and love. 9. Wearing hair too tight. Oh, how I weep for those who yank their precious locks into painfully tight ponytails, buns, or braids, unaware of the silent devastation they're inviting. It's a tragedy, really. A slow, creeping disaster called traction alopecia, where the relentless tension on your poor, innocent hair follicles leads to their untimely demise. I can't bear the thought of it. Those delicate strands, once so full of life, thinning out and vanishing because of something as simple as a too tight hairstyle. In my opinion, it's an outrage that we don't talk about this more. We should be cherishing our hair, not torturing it with unforgiving styles that scream stress and strain. Please, I beg of you, opt for gentler, looser looks. Let your hair breathe. Let it dance freely without the suffocating grip of a harsh elastic. And if you must tie it back, for the love of all that's good, use those soft, fabric-covered elastics. They're a godsend, a tender mercy that spares your follicles from unnecessary suffering. Trust me, your hair will thank you, and you'll feel a wave of relief knowing you've dodged the heartbreak of watching it fall away, strand by agonizing strand. 10. Forgetting the power of accessories. Oh, how we so often forget the incredible life-altering power that accessories can wield over our hair, and, dare I say, our very souls. These delightful little treasures, whether it's a chic, shimmering hair clip or a bold, vibrant headband, possess an almost mystical ability to elevate your entire appearance in ways you might never have imagined. They don't just subtly enhance your look. No, they sweep in like a glorious burst of sunshine, granting your hairstyle that oh-so-satisfying polished finish that makes you stand tall and proud. I believe there's something deeply exhilarating about slipping on a stylish accessory. It's like a secret weapon that instantly boosts your confidence to dazzling new heights, banishing any trace of insecurity or dullness. And the joy. Oh, the sheer, unadulterated joy of adding that playful, whimsical twist to your everyday style. It's a small act, yet it feels like a triumphant rebellion against the mundane, a heartfelt declaration that you're here to shine. Accessories aren't just adornments. They're tiny miracles that remind us to embrace our individuality with passion and flair. And there you have it, my friends. An emotional, soul-stirring journey into the astonishing, transformative power of accessories. These tiny wonders aren't just about sprucing up your hair. They're about igniting your confidence, unleashing your individuality, and painting your world with vibrant bursts of joy and flair. I've poured my heart into sharing how these delightful treasures, like a shimmering clip or a bold headband, can turn an ordinary day into something extraordinary, a canvas for your boldest self-expression. So, I'm curious, what have you learned so far? What little spark of inspiration has flickered to life in your mind as we've explored this together? I'd love for you to take a moment and reflect. What's one thing you've discovered here that you're excited to bring into your own life? Maybe it's the courage to experiment with a daring accessory, or the realization that a small twist can lift your spirit sky high. Drop a comment below this video and share that one lesson you'll carry forward. I can't wait to hear your thoughts and cheer you on. If you've loved this video and felt that rush of inspiration right alongside me, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs a little sparkle in their day, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more heartfelt, uplifting content. Let's keep spreading the magic together. See you in the next one.